Okay, hey, I give Radford a lot of credit. I thought they did a lot of really good things to challenge us today in a lot of ways. And our guys just probably most pleased with our response there in the second half, the first 5 minutes of the second half. I thought we did some really good things in that stretch for sure, and did some good things throughout the game, but we have a long, long way to go.
It was kind of a sloppy, I don't know, first 5 minutes and then like a sloppy last 5 minutes. So, do you take the good in between all that out of this the most, or like how do you feel about the start and the finish? I guess.
You know, I didn't particularly care for the start. You know, really the first half, but certainly the first or the bulk of the first half. I just didn't think we had quite the mindset we needed to have at times. Having said that, I thought again, JT and Kata kind of led the way with their with the way they talked to the team and challenged the team, and that was good to see. And I thought there were some really good stretches with, you know, attacking their pressure. And you know, I thought Cam, despite not making some shots early, I told him I thought his, and I'll look at the tape, but I thought just how alert he was at times was really good. So it was good to see him make some shots there and kind of get rewarded, because I thought he had a really good awareness at times. But you know, listen, we'll learn from this. Part of it is, you know, I subbed freely at times, maybe too freely, but I'm trying to get a feel for who I can play right now, who we can trust, and the only way to do that is to see these guys in action and see what their preparation is for game to game. I may need to look at we're not super deep as it is, but I may need to look at the rotation a little bit.
You mentioned mindset coming into the game. You talked on Friday night about curious to see how guys would approach a game and then one day off in another game. How did you see them respond on Saturday, and what did you feel about the vibe coming into the game today?
You know, I thought it was it can be better. I didn't think it was completely, I'm not saying it was completely unacceptable, but I think it can get better. You know, I think that what we're trying to do is we are trying to play to a standard on every single possession, offensively and defensively. That's really what good teams do. That's what good teams understand. They have a great awareness of what they're trying to do offensively and defensively, and they have a standard of play that they on a benchmark that they're trying to hit. And I think we are too inconsistent with that right now, and that's on me. Having said that, I think this group wants to do the right thing. We'll continue to challenge them with that, and I have to understand too that as I've said, you know, I keep saying we're a work in progress, and I think, you know, I've got to probably tell myself that in the midst of the game, because I don't always treat it like we're a work in progress. I think I want it to come faster than what it's going to come, and it's going to take a little time.
And then about 6-7 minutes in, you pulled CJ, and it looked like he got a little bit of talking to. I think he had 4 turnovers in the first couple minutes, and then he started to get a little bit more aggressive, but also seemed like play a little more within himself.
First half?
Yeah, first half. What did you say to him when you pulled him there, and then how did you think he responded?
Yeah, I thought he responded well. I thought he obviously, outside of his turnovers, I thought he was pretty good defensively, and I thought he can make shots. He can really shoot the ball. And he's got a big load, right? He's against pressure. He's our primary ball handler. So we're going to live through his mistakes. I've been really pleased with a lot of his growth. I really have. Like I hope that's understood. Like his approach has been good. His willingness to want to get better has been good. His coachability has been good. I think his play has improved, even though, you know, he's got to turn it over less. But he will. You know, I was said on the radio, you know, this is really the first time that he's been, I know he started some late, but where he's really played long, extended minutes in a role like this at this level, and it's going to take some growing through it. But I've been really pleased with his progress.
Coach, I know it's early in the season, but how much does Kata's ability, when he's hitting on offense, stretch the floor and make opportunities for others like CJ?
Well, yeah, he's a weapon out there for sure, and our guys have done a good job finding him in places. They really have. I think I give some of our guys credit. They've found him at times, and they've freed him up. And we played him at a couple different positions, and he's Keita's really bright. But certainly his shot making, it's been consistent with what we've seen in practice. And I think I give his teammates, again, credit, and he's done a great job kind of taking advantage of some mismatches out on the floor.
You mentioned that pressure you guys faced. What's kind of the approach to handling that, and then how do you think that guys adjusted as the game progressed?
We always want to attack pressure. And obviously we're not a pressing team, so we've not seen it a whole lot in practice. So this was kind of a good chance to go against it. I thought at times we were good. We just want to attack for what we say is our team's best shot every time. And there was a couple plays where I look at where we threw it down the floor and attacked and made attacking plays. But we've got to these games are important because this group has to play together in those situations more. At times I'm reminded there's a difference between having a team out there that has played together in kind of similar roles for an extended period of time, and a group that isn't that way. And that's why we need to play in these types of situations.
You mentioned that work in progress, and with guys that have played for Coach Mata for so long, and then the young guys, that are coming in, getting their first college experience, does that make it a little bit more challenging because you've got this kind of, group that is used to something, and then a group that's trying to learn the college game?
I would say it could be a challenge. I think the quality of our kids, the quality of the people we have, makes that transition a little bit easier. And as I've said before, I had to recruit everybody in the locker room. I feel really good about this group. When I say we're a work in progress, we very much are, and there's some things we need to clean up and do better, and our approach and everything. But I feel very good about the kind of guys we have in the locker room. And I haven't, I just look at them as all our guys right now. That's, and they really, right, we owe that to them. We are going to work as hard. We're not thinking at all about, down the road. We are thinking about how can we make this team the best, because I think certainly our older guys deserve that from us.
Coach Jones said you guys punched him in the mouth in the first 6 or 7 minutes of that second half. Just what changed for you guys in that?
I just think our guys came out with a little more resolve, a little more purpose to what we were doing offensively and defensively. Again, I think that stretch was maybe as good as stretches we had in the 2 games. But I'm not going to think about that stretch as much as the other poor stretches of play. Yeah, I thought we did some good things there. That's what we needed to play like, and we just didn't do it as consistently as I would like.
How would you, categorize your team's ability to shoot a three-pointer? And the percentages haven't been great in the first 2 games in the exhibition, but I know it's kind of a fluid thing. Had they shot the ball well, do you think this is going to be a good three-point shooting team?
I think time will tell. I think we've got some capable guys. CJ's a guy that can really, he struggled in maybe the exhibition, but he's a guy that can really make open shots. I have a lot of confidence in him. Keita can obviously shoot the ball. Musa has shown the ability to make shots. He was in foul trouble today, so struggled a little bit with that. But I think what we will have is we'll have a variety of guys that can make open threes. Right now we have a lot of, we're taking a lot of threes, and we have a lot of guys coming in the game kind of taking threes. So we'll work through that a little bit. I think we had some of our bench guys probably take some Micah can make shots. He just has missed a couple open ones. Are we taking more than I'd like? In some situations we did today, but I want our guys to be aggressive from behind the line.
Hey, Coach, you had 4 guys with over 5 rebounds, 2 guys with double-doubles. Can you kind of talk about the importance of just playing big, especially in this game today?
Yeah, those guys got, obviously JT and Keita both have a real nose for the ball, and I was pleased with their ability to go get it And I think they're a really good offensive rebounding team, so that's something we really hammered. And I think we did a pretty good job keeping them off the glass. And overall, we defended for, fairly well for a bulk of the game. Now, those last 4 minutes, that'll drive a coach crazy. Anyway, yeah.
When we talked to CJ and jae'sean, they both were looking at the stat sheet, and they both kind of were shaking their heads, and I asked them what they saw right away, and they said the turnovers. How much will you continue to have to harp on that? And do you think at this point are they forced turnovers? Are they mental turnovers? I mean, is there an overarching theme to them so far?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of a lot of it is on us. Some of it is the other team. And, again, I don't want to take anything away from Radford. But we've had way too many in these 2 games. And some of it's been communication errors. I thought in the first half turnovers in our transition defense was not good enough. But I think hopefully we'll get better as we play together a little bit more. And, it's just something we're going to continue to it's good that they notice that, because they know, listen, you cannot be in the 200s in turnover percentage and have a good team. You just can't. At least not any team I've ever coached. So we'll have to get better, and I have to coach that better, obviously.
Coach, the other night we talked about how the game is kind of going positionless, but you mentioned that having a true point guard and main ball handler is important. So I was wondering, what is the role of a true point guard for you, and what does that mean, and how CJ has fit that role?
I think he's growing in it. I really do. I think he's growing in his understanding of that position. I didn't know until talking to him earlier in the year, he didn't play the position a whole lot growing up. But he's really he's adjusting, and I think that for me, I want that guy to spearhead our defense. I want him to be really sound defensively. I want him to be a great communicator. CJ knows I've been talking to him about being a great communicator. He's not always as vocal as I want him to be. I actually challenged he and Andrew yesterday in practice with that. And I think that I want him to be able to facilitate for others and know what we're trying to do on both ends. And I think he's taken real strides. Like I said, I've been pleased with his growth, and we just got to keep working with him and keep being positive. And same thing with Andrew. I thought Andrew came in and gave us some quality minutes at times today. And this is a different role for Andrew, right? He's not ever played this kind of role we're asking him to do, and I thought he did some really good things. And he's a good communicator as well. Okay, thanks, guys.